Is that how that works? Uh, what's going on, everybody? Good evening, chat. Welcome to episode 46 of Shill and Chill podcast. Yeah, we got 46 of his gimmicks. Remember back in the day when this was just like a, hey, yo, it was a me and Rev thing, and we were just shooting the crap and we were just talking, you know what I mean? And then, Rev got busy, so he had to like go do stuff, and then it just slowly transitioned to a me thing. You know what I mean? So everybody who's been here since day one, I appreciate y'all. First and foremost, let me get the legal. It's not even legal beagle. It's just the YouTube content creator stuff out the way, right? If like you see, smash the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. You know what I mean? Either way, lets YouTube know, hey, people want to see this, or I'm saying, yo, this could piss off, whatever else, right? So before I get started, man, let me acknowledge people who are in the chat. So yo, She-Line. Hey, real quick. She-Line lost all her subs. So if you guys were subbed to She-Line before, drop or subscribe. Yo, Toxin, what's going on? Yo, drop Toxin to subscribe. Toxin does cover some arcade one up, some Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, fighting game stuff, right? Yo, Golly just hosted a Mortal Kombat 11 tournament. It wasn't his fault; it was too long, but it was there. War was going on, man. Anthony Vitale, listen, I watched your video yesterday, and yeah, I wanted that TMNT, legit. Like I wanted that gimmick. That was like, bro, that should be in retail, and you should be selling that. Bad guy, Mike Worley, what's going on? Yo, Paxton. I highlight everybody's name, you know what I'm saying? One Up Underground, you know what I'm saying? They're starting the Ganja Gaming thing next month on 420 Ball Days, that's funny, right? But does do a show every week. You know what I'm saying? But again, that stuff you can tell you about. You see it on Facebook, you can catch it on YouTube. You know what I mean? So, yo, check them out, whatever else, right? I did see the post about not coming to other stuff, so I get that. Yo, Chaotic, what's going on? Brooklyn Menace has been playing a lot of PS2 VR, PlayStation VR 2 stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Yo, again, let's see, Fenro, C-Mart, you know what I'm saying? Cham. I heard this is only going to take 5 minutes. Cham, all right, whatever, right? Yo, Inkies, what's going on? Nick, what's going on, Nick, man? Welcome. Welcome to Die, Happy, who I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Evan, what's going on? Evan, aren't you at work? Yo, what's up with the drama? Listen, bro, I don't know, man. I just go here, right? You know what I'm saying? The MK tournament was actually Sunday. He held an MK tournament Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So you missed that. Right? Yeah, I mean. All right, let's see. All right. Cham is going to say the same thing that I'm going to say tonight. Let's be respectful. You know what I mean? Like, let's be respectful. And, yo, Steve Schwartz, what's going on, man? Exclamation life in the chat. Or you see the pinned comment. We're trying to raise money for Extra Life before the actual stream starts April 16th, the 12-hour charity stream on the MoPlays channel. So I was going to come here full of piss and vinegar and steaming and angry and burning mad. But then I got a message 15 minutes ago. And I'm going to read it to you guys, right? Because it reminded me of why I do the stuff that I do, right? Even though it's rare and far between now, it's spaced out over here. On the MoPlays channel, you can get all that. But over here, it's a little spaced out, right? But I'm going to read it to you. Hello, Mr. Lucas, also known as MikeOfAllTrades. Hope this message finds you well and in good spirits. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude and appreciation for the positive impact you've had on our community. Your work ethic and positive energy are truly inspiring and have motivated many of us to strive for greatness. As a fellow gamer and content creator, I am grateful for the sense of brotherhood and camaraderie that you and other members of our community have created. It is because of your contributions that I feel like I've found a place to belong. I would also like to extend my thanks to other brothers who've helped make our community more diverse and inclusive. Together, we continue to build a strong and supportive network of streamers. In closing, I hope you enjoy the small token appreciation to being sent your way. Thank you once again for all you do, and look forward to watching you and other brother streamers as we work together to make our community even better. Sincerely, Michael Scott, also known as Mike Game Killer, aka MGK, right? You know, it's said that God works in mysterious ways, right? And legitimately, I was going to come on here and I was going to flip and rant for like 15 minutes. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. I'm not going to lie to you. But then I remembered one thing. not only am I a content creator, I am a content creator of color. You know, it's already, if you're in this mug, right? You're already like getting funneled into the mug. So it's not about decorum. However, that being said, hey, listen, we shooting in the gym out here tonight. We shooting. Tonight we're gonna talk about the Marvel's Capcom 2 cabinet. We're gonna talk about my experiences with it, the highs, the lows, everything else, right? And everything under the sun that goes along with this, right? So also, before I get started, from one positive thought to another positive thought, man. I don't know if y'all know this, but if y'all saw Nick, or AKA Your Average Gamer's post, but he did lose his father last week. He actually lost his father last week, Thursday. Soldiered through and did the Street Fighter tournament that he shouldn't have done. And had I known that happened, I wouldn't have let him do it. But everything happens for a reason. Things are done for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I understand sometimes you need some escapism. I lost my father figure back in 2004, so that resonates with me. And I get it. Words can't express the love and emotion that's going out to him. And I think that's a perfect thing to remember, that that we're all human. Like, at the end of the day, this is a hobby. At the end of the day, this is for entertainment. Sometimes it's information. Sometimes it's just conveying and sharing your passion with others. But there's a man or a woman behind this microphone. There's a man or a woman behind this camera. And behind the gimmick or the persona, if you will, you know what I'm saying, that people portray on here, there's a real person. I'll say this, and anybody who knows me through and through. What you see right here is what you see IRL. There ain't no difference here. Well, okay, the only difference is I'm not wearing a hat as much, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I just get a haircut. But, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, much love to Nick, man. One of the reasons I legitimately went to Vegas was so I can meet him and B. And no matter what the 40-year-old virgins out there say, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things that I'm thankful for. You know what I'm saying? Nick is a good dude, man. And love him or hate him, you got to appreciate the things that he's going through. You know what I'm saying? And just sometimes step away from the shenanigans of the home arcade stuff and find perspective with somebody as a person. You know what I mean? Sorry if I'm not looking at the chat. I apologize. I'm looking directly into you tonight. And I'll get to the camera, but I'll get to the chat in a minute. But again, everything happens, and IRL things are more important than content creation things. No matter what content creator might make you feel like they're not. You know what I'm saying? Real life and family is more important than anything else. Also, chat, am I loud enough? Because if I'm not, I can turn myself up, right? You know what I mean? Like, real talk. Because, listen, man, we can sit here and we can bicker and we can go back and forth about machines, but at the end of the day, everybody is going home and they're hugging their loved ones. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're breaking bread with whoever, you know? Like, I myself, like, my circle has become dense. Like, seriously, like, my circle has become dense. And that's not to disrespect anybody who's reached out to me or sent me a message or whatever else, right? Like, I'm bad with messages in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, and if you know how to get a hold of me, you know how to get a hold of me. But it's just one of them things where it's just like, it's so much, man. And we forget that sometimes, hey, there are people behind this cameras. You know what I'm saying? And and shout out to the purple people, UAG, because they held you down. And you know what I'm saying? And they got a W. They swept Monday last night on the Back Alley Survivor. For those who don't know, exclamation plays in the chat. You find out for yourself, right? All right. So, let's talk about MvC2. I don't know how long a lot of people have been around, but I'll give you guys a quick synopsis. Hold on, let me read the chat real fast. I got MvC2 on the web. Was online better than playable? We'll talk about that. We'll get to that, right? You know what I'm saying? So make sure I don't miss anything. Why are you and Michael B stepping on each other's toes? I don't know. I usually stream Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. That's usually the time I stream. Mike B usually streams Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central? I think that's a question you might want to ask Michael B. Right? But again, this is YouTube. Like, and a lot of people might get all butthurt and be mad about that. Like, oh, well, such and such a stream the same time I am. I'm not. You watch who you want to. People watch who they want to watch. There's replays. There's VODs. Y'all can go back and look at whoever else. None against Mike B. Mike B's great. I'm just saying, like, yo, like, people are gonna stream when they want to. You know what I mean? That's just, and that's just reality. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, stepping on anybody's toes or anything else like that, right? Legitimately. So, what did I miss it? Mo, what is this charity about? Brief me 2 seconds. Say less. I'll do more than that. I'll give you a window. Here, let's add a source real fast. Yo, that feeling when you forget how to do this, right? No, that's not it. Share screen. I hit the wrong button. All right, entire screen. We'll share the entire screen. The screen 1. Okay, so this is for Extra Life. This benefits the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals, right? Mine specifically is for the one here in Wisconsin, right? All right, when I was a kid, I got really sick, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? I was laid up in there for 5 days when my kid before he was born, you know what I'm saying, had heart stuff going on. He had to go there. So for me, this place it means a lot to me. Last year we raised over $2,200. This year the stream is on April 16th. It was actually Steven Sportsenstruber who not convinced me, but like it was like, hey, you should do this last year. And he's in the chat right now, right? I'm saying. And so again, we're raising money for them. This all goes to them. You know what I'm saying? There are incentives. If you guys want to see me do goofy stuff, like for instance, the milestones, right? 500, I'll shave my head. 750, I'll shave my facial hair. Listen, I love my facial hair, chat. 1,000, I'll shave my eyebrows. 2,000, we'll do a 15-minute AMA. No questions, no holds barred. Like I'm gonna just shoot in the gym. We're gonna let it rip, right? On 3,000, we'll do a YouTube stream just as Ethel, because people keep asking me about where the hell Ethel is. Sosa asked me to add this Strive $5,000 stretch goal, and Sosa wants to shave his head bald for the people, right? So, incentives, real fast, right? There's a wheel. I have a wheel that has stuff on it, right? So I'll spin the wheel, and whatever happens, it'll be either a gift or a curse on the stream, right? $15, you get a small raffle ticket entry. We're gonna have a small giveaway this year and a big giveaway, right? 25, you get entered the big ticket raffle. Every $25 donated. I'll tell you guys right now, the big ticket item is a PlayStation 5. So I'll tell you guys right now what it is. So for every $25, you get an entry until that, and it's for a PS5. I'll tell you what it is right now. Small ticket raffle. I'm still doing stuff. And if anybody wants to raffle something off or give something away, slide in my DMs. Y'all know where I'm at. $100, I'll sing you 3 songs of karaoke. And then you'll still get 4 ticket entries into the raffle. $200, gave me a choice. 19K Fox paid $200. I played Superman 64 for an hour last year. And you'll get tickets into entry. But this year, for $300, Superman 64 or another terrible game. And then for $350, because Sosa asked for it, and that's why there's only one, choose one game for the Back Alley 7-Eleven Season 2, either game or a Sunday Turning for points, right? So that's why that's there, okay? So that's what the charity's about, man. Again, it's a great cause. It goes to benefits kids. It goes to benefits for the kids. Again, it's all 100% nonprofit, right? So that's what the cause is for, right? What time, MST? 7. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's see, right? MSC's like my leg's not existent. Okay, doing you only us. Listen. As a content creator and a live streamer, I'm gonna go when I want to go. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Like I'm not gonna apologize, right? And thank you, Steven, for putting it on screen for the people, right? All right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's next month on the 16th. It's already scheduled on the Mo Plays channel. It will be on the Mo Plays channel. You know what I mean? Because why not? One, I'd rather keep it positive, and two, I kind of don't want the trolley energy, honestly. So, Superman 64 is a great game. Hey, I actually got to the second level. I did get to the second level. I actually found myself kind of having fun once I got used to the repetitive nonsense, right? All right. So anyway, let's get to it. So, chat, let's talk about MvC2, right? If y'all remember last year back in May, I made that video about Justin Wong and accidentally revealing like collector cades and things of that nature, right? You know what I'm saying? Even the 2-player head-to-head that was on top of the machine, right? You know what I'm saying? And I made that video about MvC2. I genuinely, right hand to the Lord, I don't remember how it happened. And I don't remember, I want to say John asked me, somebody asked me, was I going to Evo? Right? And I was like, maybe. I wasn't really planning on it. They're like, yo, well, you should go to Evo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we're going to announce MvC2 wants to be part of it. I think it was John. Don't quote me on this, right? I don't remember off the top of my head, right? So go to Evo. Again, we went through this with Tony. Tony get away, you know what I'm saying? Frog dude, everybody calls him the frog guy, but Tony's cool's a fan. We've DM, we talked, cool's a fan, right? So wasn't paid. I paid my own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went all that over in the stream, right? So no conversation. I went and checked out the machine. First thing I said, the input latency. John will tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I met Justin Wong. Justin was kind of hot. It is what it is. I apologized. We did the stream. Played some games afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Unruly came through, Alex Valle came through, Jabali came through, like a lot of cats came through and they played on the cab, right? You know what I'm saying? And we just pretty much chilled and whatever else, right? I did my part of the live stream right after the live stream. And the first thing I said, which I always was kind of funny, the first thing I said was like, yeah, no, there's definitely some input latency. And I said that, you know. And I did say, I was like, yo, they're supposed to be online day one, because this is what I was told. Again, people keep forgetting, like, yo, like, we can only go off of the information that we're given. You know what I'm saying? So said it was going to be online day one, because I expected it to be as well, because this is what I was told, right? And I don't remember if I said rollback. It's possible. I could have. I'm not going to go dig through my archives. I'm sure somebody else will. And if I did, I probably did, because I was like, yo, like, because rollback was in the other. Actually, you know what? I did say there was rollback, because they were in the other MvC games. They were in MvC X-Men versus Marvel Superheroes. Like, all of those games had rollback, right? And if it's built on the same thing, you know what I'm saying, you go with that, right? Evo comes and goes. I do a couple streams, have John on a couple streams, and we're talking about it. And I hate the fact, and you know what I hate hearing? I hate hearing freaking I hate hearing that, oh, well, you hyped up and you gave FOMO. No. I talked about a game that I genuinely love. Like, I can go in my living room right now, you know what I'm saying? Go grab a PSP with MvC2 on it. Grab a 360 with MvC2 on it. Go grab copies of MvC2 out of my living room. I love the game. I'm a filthy casual, but I love it. Y'all know me, or anybody I would think knows me. Like, I'm not going to hype something up just for the sake of hyping it up. Wasn't paid, wasn't given a script, wasn't told to say whatever, right? This is all genuine stuff of mine. So we fast forward, right? MvC2 goes online, and a lot of y'all remember I was doing the Twitch. I hit my microphone. I'm sorry, chat. A lot of y'all might remember or might not know, but Haffy was there. Who else was there? Travis was there. Celso was there. I was doing the Twitch stream, and I'm literally streaming myself trying to order the cabinet, and I got pissed because I couldn't get one, and I was so mad I couldn't get one, right? You know what I mean? And thankfully, fighting the bots, I got one through Best Buy, and I got a pre-order through GameStop. GameStop never came through. Had to cancel that one. I got it from Best Buy. Cool, whatever, right? And y'all remember my review in MvC2. It's a review in progress. So y'all can call this my final review. We can call this my final review of the cab tonight, right? You know what I'm saying? And everything that I said in my review stands. You know, the online portion, still bad. My thing, I've swapped 3 PCBs, still overheats. You know what I mean? Like, but fast forward to that, right? So, but you got the cabinet. So we were told online was coming in a couple weeks, right? Right after Blitz. So what did I do? So let's share a screen, right? Hold on, let me share a screen. All right, we're gonna share my Discord screen, right? All right, cool. We're gonna share my Discord screen. So I scheduled. Where's the arcade 1-up section? There it is. So I scheduled a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournament, and I scheduled this tournament for December 4th, right? Now, again, because I was excited. This was right after we did what was it, Marvel Superheroes? Right after we did it. I scheduled this tournament, December 4th. So the tournament's been scheduled since, what's the date on that? October 2nd, right? October 2nd. So December 4th came around. It wasn't online. We pushed it to January, and then got pushed February 5th. Then I think I pushed it to March 5th, right? So let's switch screens, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We schedule it, right? And the fact that I even have to do this is ridiculous, chat, right? Hold on a second. Yo, somebody donated $225. Did I miss that? Yo, Console Fanboy with the $25. I appreciate you. Thank you for participating, you know what I'm saying, and helping the kids, right? So, is it this one? No, it's this one. So, I pushed it so many times. Look, chat, I didn't even fix the date on here. That's how many times I've moved this tournament. It says 3-5, but the date is May 7th, right? That's how many times I've moved this tournament, okay? So, I've been trying to do this tournament forever and a day, right? Because again, like everybody else, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, online is coming, right? And it doesn't. It doesn't. I literally pushed it out to May and like at March. Matter of fact, remember the day the schedule for March 5th was scheduled for? We did X-Men versus Street Fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because GVO controls what I do, and so I run tournaments based on GVO, right? So they announced it like the day beforehand, and I had Travis on the stream, and bless Travis's heart. But Travis don't know nothing about versus games. It's part of the reason why I was kind of like, man, yo, some of us need to be on the panel. And again, you know, so back to that whole thing about somebody thinking somebody had my name, which is funny. Somebody had my name in that Discord apparently. They had my actual name. They had like Mike Lucas. They had my name and they got banned for something that they didn't do because they share the same name that I have. But I've never been in the beta. Never had an NDA, whatever else, right? And so when they're one of the streams, they were talking about, hey, you catch come in and sign up for beta testing. I legitimately emailed them. I emailed. No response, nothing. You know, it is what it is. That's fine, right? But you want people to be able to play the game. You know what I'm saying? You don't want people like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to get messages like, oh, well, why isn't this like this or why isn't that like that? You know, like, there's people in the beta program who know what their people are doing, and there's people in the beta program who don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So, Moat ditches early because he was a Vegas noob and rented a car. I just happened to see that. What's up, B? Yeah, that's not the case. That's not the case, right? All right, but but again, right? You know what I'm saying? Again, it's just one of the things where it's like, you know, I want something to be great. You know what I mean? Like, and I love MvC2. Which, speaking of which, well, we'll get to the online section where arrows, right? So then they finally announce it, and I download it, and literally the first thing I said, and I have recorded footage of this, and I was gonna put it in my online review video, right? But we're talking right now, so F a video. And Sosa and I was playing. And literally we load into the online, and the first thing I said, dude, this ain't a good sign because the menu's laggy. Like the character select is laggy at first, right? And he's like, yeah, man, it's like that. Because he scared me in my Discord. He's talking about it was as bad as MK30. I'm like, bro, it can't be that bad, right? So we play it. We play first of 3, and then we play more than that. But only 3 of the matches counting. So, by the way, chat, and I notice a lot of my scores aren't counting like this, and I know a lot of other people have been talking about this. If you get more than 3 wins, leave out the lobby because it's not recording your scores. I think mine says I'm 20-6 or 20-7. I know I'm green now, but I have way more wins than that and way more losses. You know what I'm saying? But for cats that are doing first to 10s, first to 20s, don't do that because right now, currently, it's not recording your scores. Okay. The same way how, like, you know what I'm saying? And again, so here we'll share some screens because we're not like that, right? Here, let's share a screen. Here we'll share a screen, right? And so we're just gonna play with no audio, right? And so I held a live stream last Wednesday night after Weekly Retro Party. Wasn't playing it, but I'm like, hey, MvC's online, MvC2 online. Like, yo, let's go flood these servers and let's go see what's about, right? And you guys can see John D's in the chat. John's in the chat, whatever. He answered questions. For instance, he said that he flat out said right here that there was no where's it at? It's delay based, right? He flat out said that. So this has been known since last Wednesday, right? But again, I know what y'all gonna say. Not everybody watches everybody's streams. I get it. I understand that, right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is, right? Okay, cool. So locked in the desert stage right now. Online, some people drop matches, some people quit. There's still no penalty system, whatever else, right? But I'll say for every match that I've had, except for a 2 series I ran with C Marvel when C Marvel hosted, it was bad. When I hosted, it was pretty okay. But I have gigabit internet, so there's a difference, right? But you know what I'm saying? During this stream, legitimately, hold on, let me see if I can skip to it, right? Who was that? V Salmon, and yeah, there's high level gameplay going on this cabinet right now, right? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, one of the things I hear all the time, people are like, it doesn't work and you can't play it or whatever else, right? And I'm just like, I watch V Salmon get busy. I watch Sosa get busy. I watch Port get busy. All these cats are getting busy, and the people who are sitting there saying that they can't play online. And yes, there are dropped inputs. I know that they said that there is no dropped inputs. No, there are definitely dropped inputs, right? But in my B Kong voice, hashtag it's playable. Right now, it's playable. Is it acceptable? I guess. I can boot my 360, my PS3, or I can boot Fightcade and get a smoother experience, of course. But it's playable. And literally, we sat there and we watched a top tier freaking competitive match be played on that cabinet. Day one of launch. Okay, mind you, day one. Right? Again, people are complaining about the lobbies being East Coast, West Coast, Europe, and Australia, and there's no Midwest. Have y'all played a fighting game recently? If y'all played a Bandai Namco fighting game recently, Dragon Ball FighterZ, the lobbies are literally split. US East, US West, Canada East, Canada West, Japan, Europe. I don't even think Australia's got one. Like, a lot of these cats that are like like literally the stuff I hear complaints about is literally stuff from people who I know aren't playing fighting games. Just like I saw a ridiculous comment like, oh, well, there's no Ethernet port. Yes, there is. Again, fighting game hardcore people do us. We're hardwiring our cabinets. People think they can have potato internet that have 2 megabyte uploads and think they're gonna have a great experience. That's just not what it is. Okay. And I'm so literally it's been my goal to try to fight somebody in Europe and fight somebody in Australia. It's part of the reason why I haven't put this video up yet. Because literally I fought in the East Coast and I fought in the West Coast because I'm in the Midwest. So whatever else, right? What's the goal to test that ping out, right? And it irks the living hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? It irks the living hell out of me when people are like, oh, this is trash. And that's trash. And I'm like, some people do have that experience. But again, because it's peer-to-peer and it's delay-based, it's going to be dependent on your internet. This ain't a nerf. This ain't where these are facts right now. It's literally delay-based. It's literally peer-to-peer. And anybody knows how anything P2P works. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know there's the argument. The argument can be made, well, this can run on this and this can run on that. You're absolutely right. And I am of the firm belief that they need to send out new PCBs. They need to send out stronger PCBs to run this cabinet. I am of the firm belief of that. I strongly stand by that. I love the desert stage as much as the next person, and I get they're trying to optimize it, but it needs a little bit stronger something. You know what I mean? Like, I've been told that it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Somebody told me it's possible to maybe get it working a little better. But you know what I'm saying? That's nobody that works from Arcade 1-Up. This is just from an optimization standpoint. You know what I mean? But again, right? It's literally people who don't have the cabinet. It's literally people who don't have the cabinet speculate about what they hear or whatever else, right? You know what I'm saying? And so literally, it's one of these things where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just something to complain about because people need something to talk about, right? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Rollback was asked on stream. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling here. Rollback was asked on stream with John Control Rollback. He did. Absolutely. We're not freaking updating that at all, right? And you know what? Yeah, I got balls tonight. I don't care, chat. I would love to hear what the community feels about the game. The community who's actually playing it. So, against my better judgment, because I know better, but I'm going to do it anyway. Against my better judgment. But it's a community show, right, chat? This is what we do tonight. It's a community show, right, chat? I'm going to chop the link in the trap. If y'all want to come on here and talk about it, let's talk about it. Because, again, this is a community show, chat. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. Yo, B, I don't think you were present. You ate more at the buffet than you and UAG. I can't talk for UAG, bro. I had gastric bypass surgery, bro. My stomach is the size of an egg. Yo, that dude B can eat, man. But legit, like, yeah, I have my stomach is like this. Like, Yeah, bro. Like I can't eat a lot. Believe me, I wanted to. But yeah, anyway, there's a link. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's community feedback. One of the good things about that stream was it's community feedback based. It's you guys playing it, right? Let's see. While I'm scrolling down, scrolling up more. 409 super chat for Constant Fanboy. Want to add a milestone to the donation? If they hit 6K, I'll give them my PS5 camera, my Elgato Out HD, and Amazon card 100. Just so he doesn't think that I'm not going to add this milestone. Listen, I'll do it. Listen, it's anything for the kids, right? Anything's for the kids. So I will absolutely add a milestone. Absolutely. Let's see. That means I need to update it to 6,000 now. Because, you know. All right, update the goal. So now it needs to be 600. Now we're updated. And now let's add a milestone. 600 stretch goal. All right. Yo, chat, I can't see. At 6K. What do you say? Hey, chat. Fat Fingers typing right now. And yes, and that's not how you spell Amazon. But chat, hey, there we go. Again, Fat Fingers chat. I hate this keyboard. Funny thing is, I have a keyboard from Extra Life sitting right next to me. All right, so we're locked in for that. And again, there's your milestone. It's up, stretch gold. All right, cool, whatever, right? So, yeah, you know what I'm saying. To send out the new PCB will kill them. Will kill them. Yes, absolutely. But here's the kick in the nuts, right? What if there's like a new version of this that comes out, or a pro version? Like, you know how Killer Instinct came out with a pro model with HDMI out and stuff? You know how many people are gonna be mad, bro? They need to send out new PCBs for the stream too? Absolutely. Yo, people are returning cabs, but still complaining about the cab. They don't care anymore. That's what I'm saying. That is what boggles my mind, yo. And it bugs me. Like, it irks me. It's like, all right, bro, listen, talk about stuff that you have. I'm completely fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm completely fine with people complaining about what they have. Absolutely. That is your God-given right. You know what I'm saying? Abso-freaking-lutely. But don't do it after the fact, man. Don't do it when you ain't really pushing no buttons. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't talk about, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't play Pac-Man, chat. Oh, yeah, Dear here said, this is why you have to take breaks from this community. You're not allowed to like what you like. And that's why I do a lot more content on Mo Plays channel, chat. Look, seriously, that's the stuff that we're doing over there, man. It's some of the most creative stuff in the world. And fun fact, we're putting these arcade one-ups to use every Friday night on I Got Next. People are coming out. They're you know what I'm saying, putting their proverbial quarters up, you know what I'm saying? They're putting their tokens up, you know what I'm saying? And they're just fighting to have fun. Right now, we're running the Killer Instinct trifecta, which was another thing that I thought was funny in that video. How a Killer Instinct is a failure, right? How Chaos is a failure, but we literally ran 2 Killer Instinct tournaments, and I'm literally running a trifecta series, and it's successful, right? All right, let's see. Yo, One Underground says, big fat, they should have released MvC2 as a standalone cap, allowed the entire PCB to run that Naomi-based game. Absolutely. And pushed it back a year. It didn't need to come out the same time that Blitz came in. Legitimately, it didn't need to come up, right? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Yo, who is this? Who came in here with no camera on? Hello? Welcome. I don't know if you want to.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're good. What's
up, dude? Hey, how's it going, man? Hey,
no,
I appreciate the invite. You know, I wasn't planning on chatting. I was just chilling, eating my dinner, and you're like, hey, let's come chat about it. So here I am.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, literally, this is this community show, so I want the community to come and speak up and give their views and opinions on the cabinet, you know, because that's what it's about, you know, because at the end of the day, the community is using it, you know, and it could be a couple of loudmouth YouTubers like myself or whoever else that can either make or break an experience. So I'm going to give you the floor, and the floor is yours to speak about your experiences and what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I got the cab on the first wave. I was lucky enough to get a pre-order on that locked in. I think it was at Best Buy, and initially I wasn't too concerned about not having online, just because I wasn't surprised that it didn't work, and my hope was that they were eventually gonna get it working. I was hesitant. I mean, I'll be honest. This is the first. The Marvel cab was the first cab that I bought at full price. I own like 10. Right behind me, there's 4 of them. I got my the older arcades like Galaga, and those are all downstairs in another game room I have at the bottom floor. But the fighting games, I played the shit out of Big Blue. I was on there for a long time. I got Big Blue, the first big. I got that one when they had that flash sale last year in the summer when they did the, their liquidation or whatever it was.
Oh you're that Zombief.
That's me. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So I mean, I played the shitload. I've been busy with work, so I haven't been on there as much recently. But I plan on coming back and playing more like I did initially. But yeah, so basically the MvC2 cab was the one that I paid full price. I've always been like somebody who just will hold out until they're cheap, and I didn't think anything of it, to be honest, because mainly I didn't have the Street Fighter versus X-Men or the Marvel versus One cab. I wasn't able to get those. And so I was like, worst case scenario, if, they shit the bed and they don't have MvC2 online, at least I'll still be able to play MvC1, which is fine with me. So I didn't mind spending the money, but I feel bad for the people who got it specifically just to play MvC2, especially when we saw like the initial sort of videos of stuff. And so I was a little bit skeptical that they were ever going to really get it working based on my understanding of hardware and the software and my experiences with emulating. I mean, I've been playing on iiRcade for quite a while, and so the first initial sort of information that they were putting out, I'm like, I don't know if this is really going to fly. Like, I just don't see them being able to get this game playing the way that most of us are going to want to play it online. And I think the people that got it to play it with their buddies at home or their family or whatever, where they're, I still don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I don't think that the majority of the people who bought the cab, the online feature was really the selling point. I think that community is probably a smaller community,
correct,
where they're like, online play is what makes or breaks this cab for me. Being a competitive player who's been playing, since I was in high school, online play was going to be essential for me. But like I said, I was kind of like, if I can't get, if they don't get MvC2 online, I could care less, because I don't have the MvC1 cab, and I'll be happy with that. And it's going to cost me not that much more to get this MvC2 cab, right? And so that was my main buying reason for it. But I'll have to say, like, it's pretty crappy as an MvC2 fan to not have the online play yet, and for them, to be where it's at. So, it sucks, man. It sucks, and I don't know if we're ever going to get a resolution. And I think it's going to suck to see them put out a new cab that has better hardware, that runs it better and everything like that. And then everybody who spent all this money is going to be like, oh my God. I mean, that's eventually what's going to happen. I don't know about, them sending out PCBs. I think those are all tall orders. Yeah. I think everybody who bought the cab had enough time to decide whether or not they wanted to keep it. I didn't open mine up until like, trying to remember what I actually built mine. It was like right around Christmas time. Like I bought it and I kept it here, and I was like, I want to see if they fix the input delay and if they fix all the stuff with the other games, right? Like MvC2 was just sort of like in the background going like, I hope they get it, but if they don't, I'll at least have MvC1, X-Men Street Fighter, and all those other ones. And when they did the input fix and it looked like all that stuff was getting better. Remember when they weren't syncing with the old cabs and all that shit? I was like basically going to be like, I'm returning this motherfucker if they don't fix any of this. And once they fixed all that, I was like, okay, I'll open it up, I'll build it. I like the way the cab looks. I like all of the hardware. I think it's a great visual cab, and so it was good. And now it's just sort of like, I feel like with each passing month, I'm more and more skeptical that they're ever really going to have a viable online MvC2 experience at this point, without releasing another cab that's better hardware that has that into play. And I think it is probably from the get-go, with the way they chose to do the emulation, all of that was probably a mistake. And I still say, if you really want the authentic experience, you should get on iiRcade. That's your best option. It's not that hard to do, and I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people are sort of hesitant to maybe even know how to get emulation running. You know, there's a spectrum, right? There's people who are like okay with getting the ROMs and being able to run a game and all that stuff, but and they may be like a little bit afraid to try and do that, or they don't know how it works, or they're not into PC gaming. Who knows the reasons? But if you want the authentic experience, that's probably your best bet, and you're going to have way more competition on there anyway.
Yeah, we live on MvC2 ratio mode on Fightcade.
Yeah.
Before I bring on the person that I have in the back, I want to read B's comment only because he said he wanted to do something similar and get more feedback from people who've been playing. He's going to taste Fightcade later, though. Yeah, man. Again, Fightcade, B has a great tutorial on how to get Fightcade set up. If you need to get the JSON files, I've got the same stuff on my Discord, et cetera, et cetera. Now, before I bring you on, I have seen the venom and stuff you've been spending the last 24 hours. I appreciate the passion. Keep it clean.
Yeah. Well, I will do my best for you, Mo. And
actually,
for the chat.
Actually, I don't care, man. Let it rip. Go ahead, let it rip, man.
So, I that's great perspective, Zombief. However, I see it differently, and the reason why I see it differently is because this game means a lot more to a larger community than just the Arcade 1-Up community, and not just the RFGC community. This game means a lot to the FGC community.
Correct.
And Maximilian Dude started the whole free MvC2 movement, and he did that because this game you were incapable of buying it, right? It was locked out due to licensing fees. And so when we finally heard that after 13 years or something, that we were actually 9 years or something, I can't remember when it went off Xbox Live, but when
like 2010, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So when we found out, like, oh shit, we're finally getting it, you know what I mean? And there was all these naysayers. I think even myself once upon a time, I was like, oh, I don't think it'll run well, da da da. But then you had the face, or whatever you want to say he is, the licensing guy who used to work at Capcom, the guy who's making all these things happen. And we have a precedent set with Big Blue and Marvel vs. Capcom and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. And he goes to Evo. He makes a big spectacle out, invites people to come to Vegas, this, that, and the third, right? And it's a big ass deal. And then he goes on there and he makes promises that he can't keep. They didn't do R&D with this board prior to getting the cab manufactured and the prototype, right? I think that was the first one that you guys ever saw, because the first one that they ever put together shipped out to them. Well, that was not true. I'm sure they had one that they were testing on, because J1 was definitely testing on it, right?
I know.
But either way,
my
point
was in Vegas was in box. They got
my point is that I feel like they made the decision for the hardware before testing, even if that hardware was going to be possible. They should have had it up and running and working well before that they put their order in and said, yeah, this is the board we need, right? Because now we got these boards that overheat. You've had to replace them 3 times, Mo. I know that people are trying to figure out how to put fans on them. They're taking them off the back of their monitor. There was stuttering early on. The thing was half-baked when it was released. And like I said, rollback was... If you can't say that rollback for sure is going to work, don't tell the community that it's going to work. I know that a lot of people bought this because in the community, just like any of the arcade 1-ups, right? Because it looks nice in their basement, right? They bought it, or, oh, it's got, slightly nostalgic feel. I was a scrub back then. I want to be a scrub now. I have no intentions of getting good. I just want to play locally with my kids. That's fine. I'm not hating on anybody who wants that. But there was a lot of people in this community who were sold on the idea that this was going to be the arcade ROM. This was going to be your last opportunity to ever buy it. John D said, this is the one last time, was his exact quote. And it was absolutely overhyped and underdelivered. And now we're finding out that rollback is just never going to work on it. That we can play around with delay based netcode. I'm going to tell you something. Capcom, Bandai Namco, Arc System Works, a whole bunch of really sophisticated and talented and programmers who are programming companies, game companies who have had money, buttloads of money to make a delay-based netcode work over the last 20 years, and none of them got it right. If you notice, the biggest thing right now is that Guilty Gear XR's got rolled back. Strive's got rolled back. DBZ's getting rolled back. KOF has rollback. Street Fighter has had rollbacks in Street Fighter 5. Like, everyone is moving towards that because they know the delay base just doesn't work when you're spread out over a huge geographical area. And with these arcade one-ups being spread out over the world, there's not that many of them. They absolutely needed rollback. And it's a damn shame that they didn't do their due diligence before producing the cabs. I would have waited. And we probably could have got a riserless one because now they're doing the deluxes and stuff. Or I would have waited for an XL, had a bigger control deck. If you were to tell me, like, your options are this half-baked piece of shit that I have in my basement right now, or wait 6 months to a year until we can source the right parts and do the right work on the software and get rollback working and have an actual competitive scene that we can do tournaments, because right now we can't do them. Like, we can try to do them, but if most players are closer to each other, East Coast or West Coast, if a majority of the players in the tournament are closer to each other, they're gonna have better ping rates when they play their opponents versus the people who are, say, like, if there's like a handful of East Coasters and maybe a little bit of Midwest, and then you have mostly everybody on the West Coast. Well, the ones on the West Coast and even the ones in the Midwest and the West Coast are going to have a better opportunity to win. And that's unfair. You just, you can't do that. And it's shitty. And the whole thing with the dongle bullshit and having HDMI out, I'm glad that we can actually stream the cab. That's amazing. That's wonderful. We do have to get a geek worm to do that. And I think that they did try to work on that. But this was just really, really half-baked. And I think that when we sit around and we go, oh, yeah, no offense to you, Moat, but we go, oh, yeah, it's playable. Or, oh, they're going to update it. Or Travis in PC gets on there and reads from his monitor about some bullshit GPO save state technical crap that's all just making excuses for poor decisions that were made early on, and we're left out to dry. There's 600 cabs that they released yesterday or 2 days ago on the app saying that they were selling those things, man. But I bet you they had them, and I bet you they weren't. There was probably a hold on this because we're like, oh shit, we can't keep putting this out because of, I don't know. That's speculation. But the point is that they got their money. They sold their cabs. They hyped us up. They told us there wasn't going to be that many, that this was the one last dance. And here we are, left with the bag, man. We're the patsies. So I think it's bullcrap.
I dig that. I get it. I get it, man.
2 cents.
that's like 97, but yo, it's all good. Man, look, real fast. Let me just read this. Every single company creates FOMO. It's a business. I agree on that. But you know what I'm saying? Again, I think one of the things that I've been told, it's like, yo, this community is so small where it's just like so tight knit, where it's just like everybody. It's kind of like, it's not like tech, or it's not like video games where, like, okay, a certain people will say it, or IGN will do a review, or GameSpot will do a review or something, and you buy it. You've literally got all of us, and I'm guilty of it too. All of us will sit and talk about a product and be like, hey, well, it's either great or it's not. And then it's kind of like we're unofficial salesmen. So believe me, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Guilt by association. I completely understand it. So I think the beta test, the real beta test as far as tournaments go, is going to be in May. I am genuinely nervous about how that's going to go. Genuinely nervous.
I wish you the best of luck, buddy.
Yeah. Listen. We might get moved to Fight Kid. I can't keep pushing this term off. But But
Yo.
no, like so like legit, like
Mm.
legit, like literally the stock thing is what killed me, bro. Like, and yesterday, let's be real, and I didn't want to talk about it yesterday while we were doing Back Alley, but we can talk about it now, right? You know what I'm saying? So I watched the one update, and it was pretty much just a 32-minute infomercial for the app. You know what I'm saying? And yo, like I don't know what grown man wants to call himself J-Lo. The only J-Lo I know is Jennifer Lopez, but I digress. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, go to the app and do this. Go to the app and do that. Oh, well, there's 250 available. I was like, say what? And this is number 3. This is the 3rd time where like it's been, yo, it's not gonna be available, but here it is. Here it is. Walmart's had it. Here it is. Here it is. And I'm just kind of like, I literally sat here and I was like, man, you know, the worst thing I probably done in this community was go to Evo. But it was the greatest. I got to hang with B and watch B eat me under the table. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like one of them things was like, man, every time something like that happens, it's just like, you already know I'm going to hear crap. UAG is going to hear crap. B might hear a little whisper or something like that, but not so much. You know what I mean? And it's just over and over and over again, man.
Yeah, but that's not your fault, Mo.
No,
you know what I mean? That's what you was told. You know what I mean?
Oh, believe me, I know.
It's not your fault that you're a trusting, decent human being.
I'm too nice.
Right?
I mean, I think at the end,
too nice.
Yeah, I think at the end, all of us wanted the same thing, right? I mean, I think we all wanted the game to be awesome. We all wanted it to play it dope as hell so that we could have online tournaments and we can, you know, build this community out even more and play each other and have a good time. I think that's what everybody wanted. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, the way that I looked at it, I mean, I'm not affiliated with Arcade 1Up in any way. I don't make content online, you know, for this. I just kind of, my mindset in it was like, I was hoping for the best. So like when I see videos by like you, Mike, and you know, talking it up, I don't judge you as like some shill or anything like that. I just see you as another fan like me wanting it to be awesome because you know what that means, right? If we get a good machine, if we get I mean, I had a blast. I never really even played like, you know, CE or hyper fighting or anything. I didn't really get into fighting games competitively back in the day until like probably about X-Men vs. Street Fighter time. And so I didn't even think I was going to have a good time. I got the big blue sort of on a whim. And man, I fucking like played that shit like crazy, dude, online. And I met all the, you know, I got into the Discord server. I met, you know, all these cool people that I would have not met otherwise. And I was hoping that with MvC2, a game that I did play more and I felt that I was like better at than those older Street Fighters. I was like, man, if we can get that, if I can replicate that with that community, it's going to be awesome. And in the months kind of leading up to it, I saw more people joining the server, people who never even got Arcade 1-Ups. And so like at that point, I was like, man, Arcade 1-Up has the opportunity here to have this be the best like arcade cab probably that they'll ever be able to put out.
Yeah.
And if they fuck it up, it's going to be so bad that I don't think that the fighting game community will ever really have faith in them again. And I think at this point we're on the ladder, right? And so I agree with everything that you said before me, you know, 3, and I'm on the same boat with you. I mean, I think for me personally though, the investment wasn't necessarily in MvC2. It was because I didn't have the other one, right? But I recognize that like an overwhelming majority of those purchases that were made. I mean, you know, I obviously don't have the data, but my gut tells me that most of the people that bought the cab probably was their first cab that they ever bought. I think that those of us who already had cabs were probably the minority of that overall total customer base. And the fact that Arcade 1-Up shit the bed the way they did, it's just, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's a wonder they're even still in business because how do you fuck up that royally, right? Like this is huge. This is like bigger than anything else that they possibly could put out. I can't think of another cab that has as much hype from the arcade years as MvC2.
There's not.
It doesn't exist.
Like, there's not a cab in their lineup that comes close.
I mean, with all the money they put into like Blitz, they should have put half that money in MvC2 and it would have been way better. You know, it's because like Blitz is cool or whatever. And like, yeah, it's going to be in some man cave or whatever, but come on, MvC2, that game is like, you can't beat that. That is like one of the biggest games out there. And it came at the tail end of the arcade scene, as we all know. And so, yeah, it's just really sad because I think it's I get disappointed because it was such a missed opportunity. And I don't know if they'll ever be able to recover reputation wise from this with the fighting game community.
Definitely not with the FGC.
No, none at all. And they can probably come out with a cab that plays it. And yeah, some people would buy it, but I think the damage is done.
Yeah.
And that just kind of sucks in my opinion, because, you know, I would have loved to have, I don't even know if, I tried playing the other day online and it was too laggy and I was like, fuck this. You know, like I was just like, not going to do it. You know, my time's limited, so I can't, I don't want to sit there and be frustrated, right? I hate losing to frustrations. Like, I don't mind if you whoop my ass and you
Right.
10-0 me, as long as we're doing it in a way where, like, I feel like I'm not losing just because of the lag or some bullshit, you know?
Right.
That's why I hated the input delay too. That was another big thing. When I saw that the input delay got fixed, I was, you know, even with Big Blue, that was kind of what got me to want to play it, was because, like, I don't want to play Street Fighter 2 with an input delay.
No.
And then they were able to fix that, even though Arcade 1 Up didn't even fucking do it. Some, you know,
Yeah.
code breakers did, or whoever, I forgot the name of whoever did that. But all of that, you know, to
did
me, yeah, it shows how
Drop 2D. Yep.
I feel like Arcade 1 Up. Here's what I'll say about them. I feel like Arcade 1 Up's out of touch with the actual community that they're trying to, like, be in, and they try to get people, you know, like Justin, who's obviously, you know, huge in the community, to be there and be like, look, we even got one of the names of the community. But really what it boils down to is the people running the company. How do you understand the people who are actually buying your machines? Because the things that are, you know, these are the enthusiasts that are like, you know, we're spending extra money buying buttons, we're putting fucking speakers in this thing. Like, people are, the money is there. So just do the due diligence to put out a cab that is good. Because the people, I think if they had put out, like, if the cab had cost $800 and it was like fucking awesome, the same people would have probably bought it.
Yep.
Right. Like, they could have sold it for $800. I'd have bought it. Right. Like, and so if I'm already spending $600, like, I'm going to, you know, and you tell me you're going to put another one, like, $300 more, like, I'd have paid for it, you know? And so,
it would have been an easy sell too, because they could have been like, listen, we understand that we already put out great online play for the other Marvel versus games, but this one's going to need some extra love and attention, and this is going to need some extra development backing, you know, some money backing it up. And I think that, generally speaking, that the people who already, you know, people who are like us who bought the cab, we would have totally accepted that. Like, okay, yeah, we get that, because we know how hard it is to get this thing running. You know, we just recently, in like the last 3 years, got it on Fightcade where it runs decently for us, right? And so we understand that struggle. So I totally think $800 would have sold, absolutely. But I did want to, real quick, talk on, Sosa was talking earlier about, you know, how lucky we are to play it and have it and this, that, and the other. And I think that's a great optimistic standpoint. But to reiterate, they hijacked a massive community movement that went on for over a year with the hashtag free MvC2. They hijacked that. They put a little D on there, turned it into their own thing. And they have the license, which is I don't know how it works with consoles. I don't know, but they have the license. They're the shepherds now. They are the ones that should be. They're the ones that everyone's banking on. Okay, you got the license, great. You use the hype of the movement to help show them, hey, look, this is how many people actually want your product. Great. Now do right by us. And they just didn't do right by us. And I think it was a money grab. It feels dirty. It feels like it was, you know, we're just going to use this. And Sosa, if you love this game, then you've got to be feeling some type of way about being lied to in your face. And when John D's at Evo and saying, this is going to be the best version of this game, we're running the arcade ROM, it's going to have rollback, blah, blah, blah. And then all these things do not deliver. 6 months it takes almost for us to even get online. And then they don't say nothing about the online when they release it. Oh, we'll get into more technical details next week. So we all had it. We're all sitting there like, what the heck is going on? Oh, it's probably in beta. Oh, it's probably this, that, and the other. And then the next week you find out, nah, this is as good as it's gonna get. Like, there's some updates that they need to do, the volume stuff, but like, we have worked on this as hard as we can, and you guys are gonna be seeing Desert Stage for like the rest of your fucking life, right? Like, sorry, cursing.
I don't care, dude. You're good.
Okay,
you're good, man.
But like,
I told you go ahead and shoot.
That's, again, I think it was bull crap for them to hijack the movement if they're not going to deliver. If it's going to be a half-baked thing, then you have too much riding on this. I don't know how many. I look like a dumbass because I went to my local Akihabara and was telling everybody, you're going to be able to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in your home. And they're like, oh, it's just never going to run, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. Listen, like, we got to play on Fightcade for free. I said, I know, but look, I got the X-Men versus Street Fighter, and it runs flawlessly. We have tournaments. It's great. You know?
Right.
And I look like an ass. I went on Reddit, I went everywhere, you know, because I was saying, you know, the same things that they was saying. And I shouldn't sit here and just, it feels like I'm a battered house. I keep saying this. I feel like a battered housewife sitting here and going, oh, yeah, but I'm so lucky to have a $600 piece of crap, like, online version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, no, I deserve more than that. I paid more. Like, I paid for that. You know what I'm saying? I bought into the hype. You overpromised. I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry or make excuses for you and feel like, you know, I'm just lucky to be, this is John D's world and I'm just happy to be living in it. You know, like, fuck that. No. Sorry.
No, you're good. So I think one of the things I think might have been more palatable is when they put this update out, if it wasn't just online, but they would have fixed the offline stuff. But literally, they just added online and didn't fix offline. So for an offline person, where if you're not fixing that delay, the audio, the frame rate, where it's right, like, that's got to be frustrating because a lot of people, we want to play online. Of course we do. But if you're not fixing the offline version of it as well, or just fixing any of that, that's, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, it's hard to hit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, you know, like UAG said, is it a lie? Was that the plan that didn't happen the way it was planned? You know what I mean? Like, again, it's kind of one of the things where I'm like, well, they need a new PCB and then they need to do something else to really make it back up, because let's be real. I've seen a lot of people screaming about class actions and everything else of that nature. You know what I mean? Like,
it is a lie when you use it as a marketing tool. Yeah. When you're announcing the cab, and when people are asking you, how's it going? What's going on with it? And, you know, like, when you know, well after the fact, like, yeah, sure, you said rollback was going to be on there, then you should have pulled the trigger and said, or whatever, pulled the stop button and said, boop, sorry, guys, thank you for your pre-orders. We have to go back to formula.
Right.
We've got to figure this out, you know, because we've overpromised. That is totally on them, UAG. I love you, brother, but it is definitely a lie when you're using it. Like, that was a deciding factor for me. If you told me it was going to have delay-based netcode and all these issues, I would not have bought it. You tricked me, bro. Not you, but, you know, John and all.
I get what you're saying. 499 super chat. No, you're good, man. I don't think it was a lie. They had good intentions. They wanted to be amazing. They just didn't expect the kind of work it would take. It wasn't a lie. And again, I think that happened. A lot of stuff happened while happened, you know what I'm saying, while John was on this hiatus. So I can't really, you know what I'm saying? And that's what, normally we'd be like, yo, John's fault this, Johnson. Like, you can't put this one on him, man. Legit. Speaking on him and stuff, yo, shout out to Keo Dyken. Because Keo put something up on Facebook earlier today that was very interesting, and I would like to share it for all the kids in the back. This is a Reddit post from 2 years ago with information regarding the status of MvC, right? And so they literally talk about it right here. Where's it at? MvC2 New Age Hero is going to be getting the re-release next year. It'll be available for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, Nintendo Switch. Mentioned the arcade one-up cabinets are being released later this year and meant to be hyped for the brand and series. So, this was 2 years ago. So, clearly this stuff is happening. So, if you really don't want the cab, apparently there's options coming. You know what I'm saying? Because there you go. But
I'm going to keep the cab, but I'm going to put those options in the cab. How about that?
Look, do you know how many times I've sat here and I was like, man, if I can get another shell, because literally people on my Craigslist are like selling them for like $400. And I was like, man, I can get a shell and I can put the PS3 in there and then just, you know what I mean? And then just wire it up like that or whatever else. Right? Like, I
think that's what I'm going to do to this bad boy.
You know what I'm saying? I'd say this, you know what I'm saying? Zero Hero says, yo, hate to point it out, but Red warned us a long time ago about listing MvC2. That he did. He did say that. You know what I'm saying?
He said, hashtag not worried about it.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I should have listened to him, man.
You know what I mean? Like, to be fair, it's the first time really like messing with Naomi and everything else, and I get it. But again, it's just I'd rather push it. I'd rather them do like they did Dragon's Lair, push it back a year or whatever else, right?
Yeah.
And then just make it good, because Blitz would have been my own humble opinion, Blitz would have been enough to get through the holiday season. You know what I mean? Like that's just my thoughts about it, man.
There was
So
no
I'm
need
giving-
to rush.
Do we know how many cabs Blitz sold? I don't even know. I wasn't following.
I have no idea. I know that
Like-
I know they sold Game Busters when they hit $175 some places.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like they sold out of MvC2, and they probably could have sold twice as many as they did because so many people wanted it and couldn't get it. So I think you're right. I think if they had just said, "Look, we'll just do this in 2023, give it another year, get it right, get it better." But the problem is, I don't know their business. I only know, I've been in business for a long time. I kind of have an understanding of how business planning works and strategy planning works and all of that stuff. And my guess is that this has been in the works for quite a while. And so it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, once you've crossed the line as a business, it's like the point of no return, right? Like you got to just hope for the best and you can't just like reverse course because you're already invested. I don't know what the inner workings of Arcade 1-Up look like. And my gut tells me that they probably had to go with what they went because it was already too late to pull back. As easy for us as just a consumer to go, yeah, you should have given it another year. But when it's like, well, if we don't do this now because we're already so invested with the licensing, I mean, I'm pretty sure the licensing was expensive. It's hard to understand all of that. We can speculate all we want. I think at the end of the day, they probably were not malicious. Is my gut is that it wasn't really malicious and it was probably more incompetence. It's still not good, right? Like you pick incompetence or malicious intent, and it's just kind of one of those things where I think it's unfortunate, and I feel like the community deserved better. And at this point, it's hard to know where it's going to go, right? Like it's hard to know where the fighting game community and Arcade 1-Up, where are they going to go, right? Like what comes next? Like if you fucked up MvC2, I mean, they can put out Third Strike or something like that, but at the end of the day, like MvC2 is like the cream de la creme, right? Like that is the cab that makes or breaks you with the FGC. There's nothing else out there.
You don't get a redo.
No.
Like
no.
the closest thing to a redo might be CVS2, but if they can't even do MvC2, I don't trust them to do CVS2.
Well, yeah, because they're both Naomi games. I mean, it's the same bid.
I feel like the only way they would win my faith, I can only speak for myself, but I'd be like, I'll give you another chance if they released a cab that was like some like Capcom Super Cab that was like, pretty decent machine that had pretty much every Capcom game on there, and it had all of that on top of them fixing MvC2, which probably never happened. But if they did all of that, I'd probably consider it. But at this point, I don't think I'll buy another fighting game cab from them. Unless it was something like that, right? And I'm a Capcom. I don't care about Killer Instinct. I hope that all of those games get the same. People get the chance to play them on cabs and are enjoying it. I never really played Killer Instinct at the arcade. I never really had that attachment to it or any of that stuff. So for me, it's all the Capcom games. And if they were to put like some Capcom Pro cab that was well thought out, well made, it had all the games on there, the online worked good, I'd be okay. I'd consider that, but I'd be pretty skeptical. I probably wouldn't be like buying it first wave. That's for sure. So I think now that the damage is done, MvC2 was a big fail. I was hoping for it all the way up until this last release. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but like I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping that they ace this and that it's dope, so that the community gets what they wanted and we can do tournaments. And I don't really play that much anymore, but I love watching. I'm a scrub now. People just kick my ass. I don't have enough time to really devote to get good at it. But I fucking love the community, and I want to see tournaments, and I want to be a part of it, and I enjoy it. And so that's kind of where I stand on it. I really hope that that something else comes along. I don't know what that would be. Like if we can get MvC2 on another platform or something like that, that would be great. I think there's opportunity there for somebody to do it right.
Well, if you like tournaments, you should subscribe to Mo Play's channel. But he said I don't think FGC cared about 1-Up too much. Even with the announcement, they all they wanted was a console re-release. That is absolutely right. Let's be real, y'all know how the FGC goes, man. A lot of these cats in FGC don't want to spend no money.
That's exactly.
You know what I mean? They don't want to spend no money. That's just realistically speaking, man.
That's what I mean. That's how. Again, that's what was the feedback I was getting when I told them. But imagine this. Just imagine for a second that the cab comes out and it works like the other ones have worked. It had rollback. It worked fine. This, that, and the other, right? And we had a way with the geek worms to display them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem right now that we are facing is that it's harder and harder and harder to get majors going because there's limited amounts of Dreamcasts. There's limited amounts of Naomi boards. I don't know if you guys, when you're at Evo, I don't know if y'all saw that they had actual like Naomi,
right?
They're like consoles almost, like they're chopped up, they're arcade parts, but they're like made like a console to run MvC2. Think about like if the tournament with Evo or a side tournament was like an arcade 1-up area with nothing but MvC2s this year, right? That would get the FGC to buy in. Not everybody, because not everybody can afford that. But I think it would have. I think if they played it and it worked, and the buttons were good, the sticks were good, the connections were good. You could have two cabs next to each other and ad hoc, like that would have sold gangbusters. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, I think that's. I think maybe that was the idea. Maybe that was the direction that they wanted to go. Unfortunately, yeah, this ain't it. Nope. I mean, this is not the direction that they need to go. And again, yeah, it might take a thing to just be like, yo, we were wrong. Even just for the offline version, because everything else performs great.
Right. If they could get the offline version
working, all this works. Right. Like
then we could have tournaments.
Right. But it's just
maybe not online tournaments like we do, but we could have like local arcades would buy tournaments or buy cabs because it's $600. Try to go buy an actual MvC2. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, Mo, thanks for having me on, man. I hate to jump out of here.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Zombief, it was nice meeting you, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was
likewise,
gonna say
man.
Name to a face, man. But 360's loud in his own channel. So when he actually does something.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get going. Well, I'm trying to leave, but okay, but the MvC2, right? That was what I was waiting for. And then the KI came back out, and I was like, "Oh, well, we can do KI. Let me get these geek worms. Let me get this dongle. Da 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 da." And that was a shit show. Still can't display it correctly without it flashing. So it's like, I'm not gonna make the effort. I'm not gonna take the time out of my personal time to conduct tournaments and have great shows and have and put the effort in to the production because I want to have a high level of production, right?
I feel
that. I want to give you guys something that you want to entertainment that you want to enjoy, but I'm not going to do all that if I'm having to fight tooth and nail the entire way with Arcade 1-Up and their crappy products. Sorry, not all the products.
No,
I love most of my arcades,
but
you're
good.
Damn.
You're good.
Anyway, I gotta get out of here. So I'll see y'all later.
All right, man.
Have a great night.
Later, man.
Later.
Yep.
Yo, fan, Bams. Oh, go ahead, Geef.
No, I was gonna say I gotta dip out here in a minute.
Go ahead, absolutely. Go ahead. I will fill these stuff myself, man. Thank you for coming on. It's good to see you put a face to a name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no problem, dude. So, yeah, no, keep doing what you're doing, man. I enjoy your content. I watch all your videos when they come out, and I enjoy the commentary. And no, it's just good. I love the the arcade community. Like it's just fun, right? Like it's just one of those things where we all love it. We're all nostalgic for it. We all want the same things. Nobody in here. Well, there's probably a few people that are wanting it to fail so that they could say I told you so and wave their finger at everybody's faces,
no doubt.
even though they don't buy any fucking machines and don't even play the fucking games that they're bitching about. But
absolutely,
that outside, most of us want these things to work. They want these things to succeed. And can they come back from this? I don't think so. Not with MvC2, that's for sure. Like I think at this point, like the damage is done, and hopefully the people that bought it are at least enjoying some of it. I know I still enjoy it when I do play it. I play mostly MvC1 now. I would love to play MvC2, but I'm more of a ratio person anyway.
I love ratio.
I love some low tier games.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, I wasn't really looking forward to getting my ass kicked all day by fucking Magnetostorm Psylocke over and over and over again. But but I would have, for the sake of it working really well. But I'll take the ratio mode on Fightcade as like my main MvC2 fix.
Literally, it's literally what we play. Literally, and Sosa's in the chat right now. We didn't even play regular MvC2. We both got on here and we played ratio mode because we remember the point system. So we played ratio. Ratio should be something that's on the cab. But Zombief, man, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
Man.
Yeah, since you got that cabinet, Yeah, there's a salty runback tournament next month, and
Dude, I don't know if I got it in me to be in a tournament. I'll be like, I'll just be somebody's free win.
It's for fun.
Somebody will just get their confidence boost by beating me. So if I could do that, it's like,
that's
man, I was like realizing how bad I was at fighting games after all these years when I came back to fucking Big Blue, and I was getting my ass bit by DJ Ilk and shit. He came on one time. I'm like, who is this? I didn't even know what the borders were or anything. And I'm like, dude, this fucking guy just like shit on me like in 2 seconds. I feel like I'm like useless. I got better though. I gave it a go. I ended up getting into like purple rank, and I did okay. But
if I can entice you, HDR champ, he'll play. HDR champ, hey bro, play next month. No, I'm just kidding. But yo, Zombief, man, thank you for being here, man. I definitely appreciate you, man.
Have a good night, dude.
Your time. You too, man.
Take care. Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, Sosa, let me go back to your comment real fast. Where was your comment at, Sosa? All right. If you don't like it, you should sell it. If you're upset about it, don't buy anymore. If they come out with CVS2 or Street Fighter 3, you're going to buy it. People complain, but buy a recap. I'm not going to disagree with that. I think that, if a Qbert hits or a Smash TV or a Robotron, people are going to buy the caps. It is what it is, right? But tonight we're specifically talking about MvC2 in the state where else, right? Chat, we put a poll up, you know what I mean? And with the 109 votes, god dang. First off, hi. We're going to end the poll, and 36% of y'all say it's playable. Playable, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, Miss Sosa, chill. Yo, so they sell these cabs on Wayfair. I don't think anyone of us focused on making YouTubers happy. Seems like they just want to sell to average people. And I think that's the other part that we forget about this, man. Like, the casual person is going to have fun with this. Myself, a lot of other people, dude, like, we're the vocal minority, And because it's MvC2, because there's so much history, nostalgia, and hype for it, I think that's the reason why, me personally, I want it to be great, Besides, if I can't bust up C Marvel and beat him like 20 times in a row, or Gibby or Sosa, if I can't drag these cats in the mud, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely ratio mode needs to be put in, right? Okay. Yo, Mr. Keeper said something that's actually true. I think if MvC just get improved, input delay, this will be fine. Delay base is not some death note. The delay base people play for years, and EV5K2, MvC2 isn't perfect, just better. That absolutely right there. Assist spammers suck. Your people are gonna play the way they play, right? Okay, let's see. One of my guys said the only thing I see fixing this is arcade when I'm doing an AtGames PCB type upgrade and give customers their money back and store credit for the R1 upside. They'll at least make things right. I'm gonna agree with that. I'm absolutely gonna agree with that, because legitimately, like, cats didn't sign to play Desert. Legit, like, I love the Desert theme. Desert theme is probably the best theme on the game, except for the Abyss theme, because I love the Abyss theme. The Abyss theme is great, but yeah, man, I just want it to be better. But they said it's not finished, so I'm curious to see what they do, what more patches are going to do, because there's supposed to be more patches. But right now, it's acceptable. And let's be real, like, I can turn the cab on right now, and we can see who's playing online, and people are playing. So there's not whatever else, right? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, there's 6 rules when the lobbies are full. No, that's dumb. There's more rooms full on Marvel's Capcom 2. You know what I mean? But people are enjoying it, and I think that's the more important thing. And I think this is a wake-up call that people need to improve the internet, at least to give themselves a fighting chance. You can't have 1 foot in the ground and 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the sand pit, and then think that everything is going to be bees and whatever else, right? But let's see. Yo, Carl says it is possible the Arcade 3588 can run it better, but I don't know. The Arcade 99 is a great board. I have it in many devices. Arcade went up maybe over their head online. It's just Naomi. Like, it's intense. Like, you need to have a decent PC to run Naomi Fightcade. So it's not just that, man. Again, this is one of those things where if y'all really thinking, look back the past year in 2022, they got KI running, and I never thought that was gonna, and runs well. Shout out to Code Mystics. You know what I'm saying? MvC2 is running. It's all right, but it's not horrible. And just for the record, right now, yeah, people are on the East Coast right now fighting. I see Toxin fighting. Matter of fact, hey Toxin, we'll cut some bacon off your back, man. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, y'all. Look, I was just there, right? Okay. Can someone explain ratio mode? I'm a moron. So ratio mode is a mode in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's a hack right now that's in Fightcade. Justin Wong and somebody else made a tier list of characters for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and they're ranked by points from 0, which is roll, all the way up to 5, which is like your Storms, your Sentinels, whatever else, right? You get 7 points to make a team. So it takes a lot of strategy, you know? Like, Sosa's been playing a lot of Cable, Spider-Man, and Roll, you know? If I'm Trolley, I'll run all ones. I'll run Captain America, Mingo, and Shuma Garath, depending on the day, you know? Or I'll run Thanos, Thanos, Sentinel, and Roll. It all depends, you know? But it's more strategy, so you don't have these uber overpowered teams. That's what ratio mode is. And that's a mode that I'd love to see implemented on the cabinet. You know, that's not gonna give everybody's not gonna give it a pass, but it'll be something for hey, everybody to try. And if they can implement ratio mode for an offline and an online mode, that'd be great. And I'll deal with Dylan fighting in the desert. Y'all not getting new PCBs. Look, we know that, Jay, man. Look, people, we're listening. We're dreaming, right? Any update patches confirmed? They said they were going to be put out more patches for the game, you know. And Frank's right, yo, fix the online before thinking of offline before thinking of online. Absolutely. Can we talk about the new Shredder skin on Modern Warfare 2? Look, I deleted that off my system, but I saw it. I saw Rokusaki. I did see it. I don't like my Shredder shooting guns, chat. My Shredder don't shoot guns. I'm just saying. All right, chat. Let's yo, that's because KI went into our port's not like emulation like MvC2. They could add developer report the game over and truly use full power to board in an efficient way. Yeah, it's definitely important. It's definitely important, right? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I bet Juan, Carlos, Manuel, any other people living down the street aren't complaining at all. They're just pumped that they got to play more, play Modelo in hand, MvC2 in the other. And again, that's the thing about, right? Yo, y'all need to talk about what's actually possible in the current PCB, so they don't have an answer yet. So I've been told that somebody told me, and I ain't no snitch, but somebody did tell me that it is possible to get it running, to get it better optimized. So they need to reach out to that person. That's all I'm saying. They need to reach out to that person. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that person. They know who they are. We're not talking in code, but I don't believe in, you know what I'm saying, revealing stuff, right? But chat, enjoy what you like. Enjoy your stuff with anything, right? Form your own opinions. Don't listen to people, especially if you know they're not going to touch a game, man. It's what it is. Code Mystic is not behind MvC2. I wish Code Mystic was behind. If Code Mystic was behind MvC2, it wouldn't be like this. We've been saying it for months. Hire Code Mystics, right? And John, and this right here from Mr. Keebler, I'm feeling port will be a different licensing conversation compared to emulation arcade version because these are toys. These are technically classified as toys. So that's something that everybody else needs to remember too. It's not software. They're technically toys. So they're sold as toys, right? That's something y'all got to remember, right? But that chat, yo, MGK, yo, thank you for almost making me cry today. I appreciate you, man. And yeah, man, listen, y'all have fun. Anyway, appreciate y'all being here, man. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button again. Exclamation life in the chat or click on the pinned comment and donate to the charity because you know we're trying to do stuff for the kids, man. Shout out to Zombief and 360 for coming on and just sharing their feelings and stuff. B Calm from Collins and Russ. B said he's going to run a stream later tonight. It might be on Fightcade though, but he's going to run a stream, engage the interested community, kind of the way I am now. He's a bigger content creator than I am, so he might get more voices. But you know what? That's okay. Y'all are great. I love you all. You know what I'm saying? No weekly retro party tomorrow. So I'll see y'all Thursday on Game Time and stuff. Like, share, subscribe, and yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Later, chat. Right, real fast. I know we said we were done real fast, right? All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? All the casual people left, so all the hardcore Mo fans are still here. All right, cool. Yo, real quick. I don't know what happened to make Jay have to put her channel in the private. But y'all, but yo, like, just go resub. You know what I mean? Arcade Legends and all that stuff, man. Go drop her a sub. She didn't pay me to say that. She didn't. And yeah, while I'm plugging stuff, yo, the Mo Plays channel. We're on the way to 1K over there. You know, there's some creative content. I know I said I was closing the stream, but didn't nobody leave. See, y'all don't listen. Anything else you want to talk about, chat, before I actually close this window, though? And I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. All 104 of y'all, or however many it is, right? You know what I'm saying? But yo, real quick, hey, real fast, while I'm sitting there thinking about it. This Arcade 1-Up app, check this out, right? This Arcade 1-Up app, right? Now, y'all know I think y'all great, right? Y'all know I think y'all great. Let me show y'all something real fast. Just real fast. I want y'all to see something. Just real quick. I want you to see how many notifications I got on this app, right? Look, listen. There's 106 notifications, okay? And a bunch of messages. I am one person. I can't respond to everything. Hold on, what'd you say? Yo, if you donate to charity, Mode will keep streaming. Listen, if it's for the kids, don't do that, because I actually will. This ain't a charity stream tonight, Sosa, though. All right, but for real though, yeah. All right, y'all. Bye, chat. Bye, y'all. I gotta go be a dad. Bye, chat.